reviewing the Double Eagle FAMAS. It is the M46P, which is the Pro tactical version. Mine's got no accessories on, but we'll have a look at all the accessories in a sec. This is a spring action FAMAS 1:1 scale. It is all ABS plastic, but it's still pretty heavy with weights all over it. Now let's take a proper look at the gun. From the front of the gun, you got your flash hider and plastic barrel. This can screw off to be replaced with a suppressor. Sadly, I don't have a suppressor, but it does have a suppressor that you can screw on. Then you got your sling mounts on the front and on the back. If you're going to attach a sling, I would suggest to use a 1 point, because since these are at the very back of the gun, they get in the way. Unless you got a 2 point, you want to attach it to the opposite side to your front. Underneath you got a 20mm tactical wheel, which comes with a foregrip. You got your hand guard, which has got these really comfortable finger grooves, but not everybody might like them. And got your full size grip with a trigger and safety. To take off the safety, you just turn it, and then that's the safety off, and turn it on. It's the safety on. Can't press the trigger, even with this blocking it, you still can't press it. Got your trigger guard, which is oversized, since this. The cheek mount on the back can be released and to be put on the side for left and right handed users. Since I am left handed, this goes on the right hand side of the gun. Once you take off, you just clip into place. It's a bit tight. The magazine, you just press in this clip and the magazine slides out. The magazine is a bit heavy because it's weighted. We'll have a proper look at that in a sec. To cock this gun, you cock it up here, you pull back and forward, and that's ready to cock. Obviously, if you take off the safety, and then you can shoot it. System, you push forward to adjust it and pull it back to take it off. Simple to use. It does have built-in iron sights in this carry handle, which I'll show in a sec, but it is adjustable on the back for elevation and the front for windage. And on the back of the gun is this studded butt plate, which I find very uncomfortable against my shoulder blade, but some people might find it quite comfortable. Based on the FAMAS G2, it doesn't have a standard mag, it has the typical FAMAS mag, so you can't use M4 or M16 mags in this. But it is a bullpup layout, which means the magazine is behind the trigger, which lets the barrel to be extended. Though on this gun, the barrel starts here and ends about here. That's the inside barrel, whereas the outside barrel is just purely cosmetic. On top you got a tactical wheel, which is 20mm wheel, and it comes out very easy, so I wouldn't suggest putting high optics on this in case it comes out and breaks, and you don't want your expensive stuff broken over a cheap spring action rifle. Now this is a tactical setup. You got your wheel on the front, the 20mm wheel. This can easily come off, as you said just earlier. You got the plastic torch on top, which you press and it's got a torch on. It's not very bright, it's very cheap. I wouldn't even recommend it on. Like I say, I don't like these on, they just come off. You got a plastic red dot sight, which you can buy for £3. Once again, something cheap. It has two brightnesses and a red cross, which I'll show in a sec. And that's how it is pretty much tactical, apart from the suppressor. It's meant to come with a laser, but because of British laws they can't sell it with a laser. And of course you got the foregrip. Earlier, to access my magazine, press and click and it slides out. Just put the gun to one side. You do get a speed loader, and I'll just go and get my BBs. This can use 0.12s or 2s. I would prefer that if you use 2s because, well, it just flings 0.12s to space really. It just has that much power behind it, which is pretty good for a spring action rifle. I wouldn't take it to skirmishes though, as well you'll get owned against all the electric guns. It's more of a target gun. So you want to load this speed loader right up. It's going to take a while by the looks of it. So I'll talk more about the magazine. The magazine is a low cap, holds around 45 rounds, depends on how new the spring is inside. Sometimes it holds 45 on your first day, sometimes you just got to wear in the spring. When I first got mine, the spring only held in 39 rounds when I first got it, but you put the speed loader in the top of the gun and you get your unjamming rod, which is just a plastic stick, and you just want to push in and then make sure there's no more in. There was only one out. That's the magazine loaded, and it's just as simple as putting it back in, make sure it clicks into place, cock, and then take off safety, and it's ready to shoot.
Here's a picture of iron sights. They're very similar to the ones in Battlefield. The back sight can be adjusted for elevation and the front sight can be set for windage, and they can easily be knocked off on the front, so you got to be careful. Now here's a cheap look at the red cross sight that it comes with. It's very cheap, very simple made. It's only got 2 brightnesses and the crosses aren't even adjustable. Now here we are shooting it in a typical shooting area. We're shooting this and it is a bit windy. We are trying this with a scope because many people have said that with a scope it is very accurate. We have found that the scope sits far too high for the gun, so the shots were not accurate and it was very hard to dial in with the scope. But as I said, it's a spring action, so it takes a little while to empty a clip. Since the clip holds 45, it can last a while. Makes a good backup weapon for snipers, I suppose, but like I say, with scopes it's far too high. Now I should have mentioned earlier that this has been custom painted in urban tiger stripes, hand painted by me. It does come in 2-tone. You can't buy an all black version of this. Now here's a look of a target. It's not very much. I do have another target next to it to see what the range is like at the distance we were shooting, how accurate it was, which has got a pretty consistent accuracy. Just takes a little while to set up with it. It's not the most comfortable gun, and being that, you can't really put sights on because, like I say, they sit too high. If I was going to suggest a FAMAS, I would suggest to get the one without the oversized carry handle, so it's easier to shoot. Now you can see on a close up here that I've set up with sling by wrapping it around the back of the gun rather than just straight on the same sides. That way the sling doesn't get in the way when I'm trying to take aim. There's a look at that target from the same distance we were shooting before. We got a grouping of a good about 2.5 to 3 inches, which is pretty accurate for what it is, as long as you set iron sights right and do not use any attachments.